Hi guys, welcome to Thrustdown.com. This is Mohit Soni. Right in front of you is a brand new car from a brand new manufacturer that's about to set into the Indian market, and that is the Citroen C5 Aircross SUV. Citroen, as we all know, is a French car manufacturer, more than a century old, and this is their flagship offering throughout the world. And this is the first car that we're getting in India. And as you can see, it's a very French car where things are done very, very differently and very uniquely and very beautifully, is I would also like to say. Let's begin with the design, and as always, with the front end, it's a very busy front design. It grabs a lot of attention because there is a lot to gulp down, because that's the chrome over here along with the Citroen badge. That's how the grille is. That's the lower half of the bumper. Everything is vented and scooped, and this side actually has something behind. This one is blocked. That's the fog lamp over there. I think this area here had a DRL or something. I think the Indian version is not getting that. Of course, the DRLs are not missing. The upper part also has the DRLs, and as always, and with the new set of SUVs, we are getting DRLs at the top, and the main headlamp is here. And let me quickly tell you, this is the field version, field variant of the car. This is the Shine variant, which is the top of the line variant. So we're experiencing the field variant today, and as you can see from the side, it's got a very nice big C line running around here. It gives it a very completes the car's side profile really well, according to me. You've also got these cladding, and there is also a insert here, aluminium brushed aluminium insert as well. That's Michelin Primer C tires, and they are the green version, as you can see, so it's more fuel economical. These are of course the similar Primer C 3ST that we are used to, but they have a eco rating on them. That's the back of the car. Again, as you can see, these tail lamps are really big, really impressive, and really good looking in the way they are illuminated. You've got 4 lamps on the inside, and that grabs a lot of attention. We started our journey early in the dawn, and we love the way how these lights look back then, and even in bright sunlight right now in the afternoon, they are continuing to make sure that they grab a lot of attention. I think those are the roof rails. You can use them really well. Since no panoramic sunroof, I'm pretty sure you can mount a good amount of luggage and tie it, and these roof rails will help you do that. At the front, you've also got these very nicely scooped lines on the bonnet, double blade wiper. That's where your VIN number is. And yes, I love the way this SUV crossover-ish design has come together. It's clearly grabbing attention because of the elements that are on this car. You've got a very prominent shoulder muscle. It's bulging out, and all of this makes it a very different SUV, a different crossover than we usually expect. And obviously the French only can get it right, because they love playing with the elements. They've done that here, and they've succeeded really well. Since we're at the back, let's open the boot. It's not, as you can see, not an electric tailgate, but the boot size is really big at 580 liters. That's the amount of space you have here, and it's illuminated. It's got a charging port, and below, as you can see, full size spare wheel, and that's how you shut it. It's got reversing sensors and camera. I'll come to the features list slowly and steadily. Getting inside the car behind my own driving position, and good legroom, very good knee room. Headroom, as you can see, is quite generous, and these seats here are specially made seats. They are well cushioned and will provide a lot of comfort for long distance journeys as well. And as you can see, this seat is adjustable for push. So like I was saying about the space, this is clearly on par with most segment rivals, and certainly above other rivals when it comes to space. You've got an AC vent here which shuts like this manually, and you've got a charging point here. It's a proper old school USB port, and And as you can see, the plastics are very good, good quality plastics. You've got a double insulation here to make sure that there's no wind noise in the cabin. As you can see, the doors are also quite solidly built, and they're quite heavy. You on the front door pad though, you get very nice soft touch plastic. The only thing I can't find that impressive is this piece of plastic, but here it's very well soft leather has been given here, and it's a very large grab handle on that side as well for the passengers. And getting inside is quite easy. Closing the doors and everything suddenly becomes very silent, and you come across the screen which can be controlled from here, and it can show you three views in the way you can see the instrument cluster, which is an LCD screen. You press this button again, scroll it, and then you will see the minimum. And the transition here is quite slow according to me, and to my liking. And this is the personal one, and the last one of course is the dials one, and that's how that looks like. The sound can be changed, adjusted from here, but the track is adjusted from here. I know this is usually how it's done, but a very particular competitor, which is the Tiguan Allspace, has the volume and the track control on the same side. Something that I noticed, and something all manufacturers should start doing slowly and steadily. These are the buttons here, and this is the eco mode and the sport mode, and all these buttons they don't operate with one touch. You have to long press them, as you can see. So long press to discontinue it as well. I think this is something new and something we'll need to get used to. That's a good amount of storage. I can keep a lot of stuff here. You've got a 12-volt charging socket along with the USB. That's the air circulation. That's the front windshield defogger. That's how the AC is switched off. That's how the lock, and this is the start-stop system. And that's the gear lever, something very different, very unique, never seen before. Electric parking brake, and those are like I about to tell you, are the driving grip modes, which is basically off-road mode. And if you turn the dial, and as you can see, it will tell you it's in snow mode, mud mode, sand mode, and ESP deactivated. So, and this is the normal mode. You've got these cup holders here. You can keep things like this, and this is the kind of space that you have here is very, very impressive. It goes very deep. It's almost like a rabbit hole. You can toss endless amount of stuff here, and getting this ride in a family SUV makes a lot of sense, and Citroen has done a fantastic job in getting it right. Citroen says this is inspired by the handbags and fashionable handbags that are mostly made in their country, and it takes that inspiration from there. That's the glove box, illuminated, not chilled, and slightly awkward in the way things are done when it comes to storing stuff. A very large door pads area, so you can stuff a lot of things over there as well. And this is soft touch, but surprisingly this is plastic. I would have expected this soft touch to be here as well, but it's done something very differently. Talking about the screen, well, it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and as you can see, everything works almost fast enough. I expected it to be slightly more quicker, but then it's still much better than some of its rivals for sure, by a huge margin. Those are the features that you can access. Safety, you can turn off the driver attention warning and blind spot sensors that this car has. Comfort, of course, you can choose between mood lighting switch on and off, and unlock driver or unlock all four doors. The headlight section, where you can see welcome lights and directional headlamps and guide me home lights are on offer. And in the parking mode, you can see prevention of door mirror folding and rear wiper in reverse. Both of them are on and off accordingly. And yeah, the screen, like I said, could have been a bit more faster, but then again, I can live with it. And I think the tech guys would have a slightly inconvenience dealing with this, because they are used to a lot of faster screens. And that's the steering wheel. Very nice looking steering wheel, small, compact, and even the horn is so well damped and so easy to use. It's just one finger, and the horn also is very India friendly. So overall, this grey interior mostly grey, dark grey and light grey is making this cabin ambience quite good, quite India friendly. I think Citroen has done a great job in getting their customer feedback quite well. These are powered seats. What you don't get in this car apparently are ventilated seats, but I think nobody gets it in this segment. You would love to see that come in. But in terms of safety is quite high with this car. You get 8 airbags, the ESP, ABS, traction control, hill hold assist, ISOFIX and all of that. And the Citroen C5 Across SUV also has quite a high safety rating. We'll let you know more when we come to know more about it. But now let's look at the expansive features list of the C5 Across SUV that is being offered in India, and the list is quite expansive, so hold on and see what Citroen C5 Across SUV has to offer. Jump to the driving part, and before I start driving, I like to let you know about the suspension before I start driving, and that is usually a suspension has the mechanical stop and the damper and the spring. Here it has a hydraulic stop as well on the top stroke and the bottom stroke. So that's the reason why Citroen is calling this the comfort class SUV or the most comfortable SUV, because it has a very different suspension setup than most of its rivals, than all of its rivals, and that is the reason why it claims to be very, very good when it comes to offering comfort. How does it do that? Let's find out. So we are finally astride driving the Citroen C5 Across SUV on Indian roads, and let's get done with the details first. This is a 2-liter 4-cylinder motor making 177 PS of power and 400 Newton meters of torque, and it doesn't have 4-wheel drive, but it has what Citroen likes to call grip modes. These are off-road modes where you can switch from sand, snow, mud and grass. you've also got a 8-speed gearbox, and what I can tell you immediately about the drivetrain is that it's an extremely smooth, refined engine. This is one of the top 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel motors in the country right now. Obviously there was the FCA engine, there was the VW engine, now the Citroen engine. This is going to make its mark because it's an extremely practical, flexible engine. It's got a lot of mid-range power, it's got a lot of top-end power because obviously it has 180 PS of power, and low-end torque is also quite good. Hesitant, you know, diesel cars obviously have a lot of low-end torque naturally, and this also has that same aspect. Coming to the gearbox, well, it's an extremely competent gearbox. The 8-speed unit shifts up and down very quickly, and in sport mode it holds on to the revs really well. It does all of this seamlessly, smoothly, and it just makes you feel, it just makes you feel that it's a very comfortable car to drive when it comes to powertrain. But the most comfortable part is, we've not even started talking about it yet. That's the ride quality. It is clearly magical. The flying carpet experience that Citroen is talking about is spot on. The way it particularly rides over smooth roads like I am on right now, most cars work very hard to make sure that you get that, and in return you feel like, yeah, my car is working really hard to get me that ride quality. But here it does all of that so smoothly and effortlessly. It makes you go laid back and enjoy the comfort that this car offers. And in return, most of the times you'll find, and what I am finding right now, is that my speeds are usually higher than what I see in other cars. So the comfort is so high, the ride quality is so good. It deals with small, big bumps, ridges, and the bridge gaps, and sometimes there is a huge gap between the tar road and the concrete road. It takes that also really, really well. You will be surprised to see how good this car is over broken roads and smooth roads. That's going to be the biggest highlight. What it also does really well is the steering. Well, most cars make you feel like the rack and pinion, the steering system is working. Here again, it is so smooth and so creamy that you don't feel that you are maneuvering something on the road. It feels like a video game. But don't get me wrong, the feedback is good enough. It is very precise, the steering is light, it weighs up on the highway also really well. But the effort to use the steering, and when you use that, it's so bare minimum and it's so well damped. Everything is extremely well damped in this car, be it the shocks, the steering, the brake pedal bite. It is not very sharp in your face, or it like something like that will cut something off. No, everything feels very soft and cushiony. Even the seats, they are specially engineered in most Citroen cars. Obviously this is the flagship, so it gets it, and those also make you feel comfortable over a longer journey. In fact, the only thing that I can find wrong with the C5 across seats is that under thigh support could have been a bit better at the front, but the visibility outside, the stock driving position, it's high enough. The steering is low. You don't get much of the much of visibility issues from the A-pillar. So again, that also aids in comfort. You will be extremely laid back and relaxed in this car, and the slower the speed, the more you're going to enjoy this car. And even if you go faster, it's still going to provide you a good amount of comfort over all its rivals. The D plus segment always had something missing, something special. The lack of something special with the Citroen C5. That this is the special aspect. It's a comfortable car, and its comfort is unparalleled to all its rivals in this segment. It is truly a special car. The reason why D plus segments cars don't sell much, because they're not special enough. This is that car. This could change the segment dramatically, and it will get you into the 25-30 lakh rupee segment, because this car is absolutely worth it, just because the comfort and every other aspect that is nailed so right that you'll be forced to get this car in the D plus segment. I think that is it. That is what the C5 Across SUV is all about. If you still have some questions, put them in the comment section below. Like this video, share it, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time. Goodbye.